No, we go live on Facebook.
More cowbell.
Are we live?
Is this thing on?
Yes.
It says.
The ongoing series about the life of the people touched by the love of the Pacific. Here are their stories. This is Highway 54.
Yo, have a day, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Yo.
Man, that intro's going, man. I'm telling you right now, I need to just start rapping. I'm not fucking playing. I know I say that every week, but one week I'm gonna do
We
it.
have
I'm
to.
gonna
Dude.
surprise you.
Rap.
Huh? Who? Who do I rap? No. No, I don't rap, but I'm gonna start my rap career.
You will. You will.
Fuck it.
Oh, we have
Why not?
that. Oh, we have the one song.
Let's do it.
Keys, we're gonna do that one song, right?
Yeah, I'm down, man.
You about to lose your job.
Oh, hey.
Oh, where? Oh, I don't want to tell the song. We're gonna work on that.
Okay.
We have our own version of that one song that I posted on the.
That shit is fire though.
Yeah, it is, dude.
And he was freestyling.
He was, and he got 1.5 million fucking views, man.
Wow.
So we gotta do ours, man. So
I only have one rap song, and it only comes out when I'm really drunk.
What's that?
I made it up.
Hold on, you haven't made a rap song?
Oh, come on. I want to hear it.
What song is it based on?
Made up and partially from this rapper known as the Funky Homo Sapien. Does anyone know him?
Why is that? What was his one big song?
Anyways, I don't know if he had a one-hit song, but it's like my own best. Anyways, it comes out when I'm drunk and if I really like someone.
We gotta hear this song.
Yep.
we got a beat for you later on.
Right. Bars.
Yeah, bars. All right, so it's December 13th. We are a week away from Christmas.
Yep.
Less than 13 days, and so hopefully everybody's done shopping. I've been out all day. I actually stayed home pretty much all day. But avoid everything. I got my food. I got a roof over my head. It's warm. I got a little small heater in here. Just working at home pretty much. So
you scared the shit out of me just now.
What?
You said we're less than a week away.
Less than a week.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, we're 2
No, it's not true. We're 12 days away.
Oh, I'm sorry. 12 days.
You scared the shit out of me because I was like,
it's
Christmas
Friday
next week. Oh my god, I'm fucking up.
Not this
It's
Friday.
a song,
next
right?
Friday. Oh yeah.
12 days of Christmas. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
But also, one thing that did come out, not every year, right? presidents would declare the 24th a holiday. So this year it's a holiday. So making it 4-day holidays for some of the state and federal government employees. So
Sweet.
yep,
That officially got declared.
declared. Yep.
Oh wow,
Shit.
nice.
Yeah.
I figured Trump's bitter ass wouldn't do it, but
Hey, Ashley's online right now. Thanks. She's been on a couple weeks now with us. Welcome.
hey.
So guess what? COVID-19 vaccines are on the trucks right now. They are rolling out from Pfizer, and they're going out to all the cities. San Diego is going to get theirs on Monday-ish. It goes out to, of course, the first responders. Military is not. I'm sure some military you'd be getting it, but not all the military. It's not mandated by military, which is kind of. Anyway, it's going to be mandated soon, as soon as the vaccine comes out. You guys hear about Texas, Florida? Any vaccines coming your way? Oh, Susanna, I know you work for the
I don't know. I've been unconscious for Vicodin and Valium for the last 9 days.
Oh yeah, welcome back, Susanna. I know she almost lost a toe. Did you almost lost a toe? No, you lost a nipple.
I lost the what? No. I
Wait. What? You lost it, got it back.
Oh,
That's basically what I'm saying.
No, it's
Wait.
I haven't it's not yet. It's in danger when I
you can do
We're live, right?
sit-ups, but please don't lose
We're
that.
live, right?
I know.
Right.
They're too pretty to go missing.
Keys said we're live.
I know.
Keys, this shit just got real.
What is
Oh, right. This thing on.
I thought we were supposed to keep this behind the scenes.
Like thank God, like Floyd doesn't have to acquiesce to
Well, you
him.
don't know. It's not a secret. Susanna is a bodybuilder. Okay, so she's enhancing her chances to. Have you competed since you've been back to Japan?
Nope, I haven't competed. I want to compete. I need to get to the point of competing. It's just that hasn't been in the cards yet. But
You've never competed, or you haven't competed since you were in Japan?
I've never competed.
You've never done it.
I started wanting to compete in
Right.
bodybuilding while I was in Japan. I just left Japan.
But now you're feeling motivated, you're feeling inspired. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah. And now, I mean, like I have more time. I have a reasonable job now to where I can actually dedicate time to doing it. So that's what I'm gonna do.
That's dope.
Yeah, thank you.
Floyd.
Is
is Floyd frozen? Is Floyd frozen?
He just lost interest because it wasn't talking about nipple anatomy.
Oh man, that's good shit.
Yep, I don't know. Whatever.
So,
Yeah, I just want to say, everybody in Japan kind of had like their own little story.
Hello.
I don't know what's happening.
What is?
So basically, let's go back. Past couple months, everybody in the city and town have
Are
internet.
you high?
No.
I was stuck. I was frozen. I don't know what's happening.
Hey, he
You
looks
guys
stuck.
alone?
He
You
looks
guys
stuck.
talking? I'm like,
It's just, it was like Draymond Green. They had the interview with Draymond Green in the press conference, and he was just like,
this is like the third time it happened, and like just frozen. I'm not sure why.
"Oh shit!" That made me.
But
so
I know
weird.
that the internet has been like just screwy because a lot of people are going online a lot more and using up the data, and companies are trying hard to catch up. During the spike right now is a spike, so California is 6. That's prime time. Between 6 and 10 o'clock. Everybody's online. So
Yeah. So, bodybuilding, nipples.
Yeah.
Frozen.
oh yeah.
No, Keith was saying something really interesting, and then like everyone just stopped. What happened? What were you saying, Keith?
Yeah.
No, I was just I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, what I was just saying is that everybody has their own story on Yokota. You know, like something interesting. You know,
Right.
that's all. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna segue into the Yakuza and how they like take nipples. I was like really primed for that. You like let me down.
Yeah.
I was like, I know we all have like a Yakuza story, but we're not supposed to talk about it. But Keith is gonna talk about it.
Yakuza, yeah. I've met a couple, but it's not like, oh man, I'm Yakuza. It was like, wasn't like that. It's just like
No.
someone decided, oh, that's old G Yakuza or that's new Yakuza, whatever. And they don't bother you, they don't bother them, and you get to go. So
Not nearly as exciting as I would have had hoped.
no.
For people who don't know what Yakuza, like explain Yakuza to those that are
It's
listening.
a Japanese mob. They're gangsters.
The mafia.
No, I know what it is. I'm just saying, sure, we're just talking about shit from Japan, and there's people listening or watching, and they're being like, what the fuck is a Yakuza?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody lived in Japan like us, guys, so we got to remember.
But yeah, basically around our towns and the bases, there is Yakuza. That's like mafia gangs, whatever you got, organized or unorganized. But we do see them. We don't see them. I mean, as far as all the violence, I think it's gone pretty much, you know. And if it's within their own little community of organized crime. But you know, in Fusa, they had some. Just don't bother them; they don't bother you.
It was always the bars and the little restaurants that never had anybody in there. Like you walk by them, and the motherfucker was open all the time, but there was never anybody in there. There was several times I walked by, I'm like, man, how come we never go in there? Like, bruh, there's nobody in there. There's a reason there's nobody in that motherfucker. Like it's a surprise.
And those were the bars that I always stumbled into at like 1 a.m. like past curfew when all the other ones had to go back to base. I was always in there. It was great. But I'm telling you, like what was that? Okay, so down Bar Row. Okay, if you can visualize with me, there was what was it, Red Cave? So you're walking on the left. There's Red Cave. If you keep going down, there's like 7 and 7 on the left.
Yep.
Okay, now if you were to directly cross the street, there was a little bar next to that bigger, more popular bar. That one was always fucking empty. That one was the one that I was told, like, don't go in there. There's a reason it's not like populated.
I mean, there's.
But what was that one?
So many. I forgot the name. I know.
Was that on the strip?
Was
that on the strip?
Yeah. Okay, you're going down Bar Row. It's like almost directly across from 7-7.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking one that has like 2 floors?
No, it's to the right of that one. It was small. It was like tiny. And it was
Are you sure it's not on the left?
Open. It was just never. Huh?
You're talking about the left because it's changed. That whole place has changed so many times. Yeah.
Oh, this is 2014, 2015.
There's one like you remember where Purple Rain was before.
Purple Rain, yeah.
Oh my god.
Rain. There is like maybe 2 doors down. There's like a double one.
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's bricky. I don't know, grayish, but that's you don't go in there.
Yeah.
So there's several no-go.
But those are rumors, right? Like we don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like I just want to
and then on top of that, like Tokyo, for as big of a damn city, is the safest city I've ever been in my life. You know, so like while we're talking about Yakuza shit, you know, it's like I can't even tell you. The craziest I ever saw it was on New Year's Eve, or you know, when in New Year's we were down in fucking Shibuya Square. I was down there with my brother, and once it hit midnight, I'd never seen the Japanese act so fucking wild. They started climbing up the fucking buildings. They were jumping off into the crowd. They started a little mosh pit, started fighting a little bit, and it was like completely, you know what I'm saying, uncharacteristic of anything you'd ever seen. Like you go to the concerts and shit. I've been to hip hop concerts in Japan, and it was always the most chill event. UFC, chill, everything. But man, that night they acted a fucking fool, and it was my brother's first time. He was like, oh shit, is it always like this? I'm like, bro, this is some new shit.
I'm telling you, Kellen, when I was there, I was working as like a headhunter for a Japanese English research institute. And part of my job was to like hang out with these professionals, like from doctors to lawyers, and help them learn English. And at night, like the conference would be there for 3 days. At night, we all went over to the 7-Eleven, got liquor, came back to the hotel conference room and just drank. And these Japanese like are crazy. They were my favorite demographic to party with, but like by far.
Absolutely.
It was so much fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's so many levels of Japan that a lot of people don't see or do you see. I'm sure Keys has seen a lot. I've seen a lot and some weird stuff, but for the most part, they're very mindful of other people.
Totally.
Yeah. But there's a time and place where they're like, what the hell is going on around here? Like, I
remember the first time I ever went out to a club in not Harajuku, where's that? Or Roppongi, right? And we got there. Yeah, we got there like 11:30, and I remember they were like, "Yeah, this club is gonna be jumping," and I'm like, "Fucking, like it's 11:30, like people aren't here," I'm sitting there, I'm like, "This shit is whack. Like, we need to go to another fucking club. Fuck this shit." About 12:30, that motherfucker, people started rolling in, and man, I mean, party all fucking night, and it was crazy. And I remember like 3-4 o'clock, I'm sitting there and I'm kind of like nodding off and shit in the club. Like I'm trying to dance and be all into it. I'm sitting there and like motherfuckers are just still going. They're still going hard, and you get that second run. By the time you roll out the club, the fucking sun is up. I mean, incredible, man.
Yeah.
You party Roppongi, Hachioji all night, and you stay up until you go to Coco's.
Right.
Like everybody has like a super nice story. I just can't remember one.
What? Hold on, Keys. What?
I can't. I'm trying.
Oh, so you just having that good of a time? You just don't blacked out.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah, I have
lovely.
Some
lovely
blackout times. Yeah,
lovely.
2 times I blacked out. Like holy moly.
You know what I will say? I want to like end this as crazy as like these Japanese people can be. Like overall, the Japanese are amazing. I love them so much.
Fuck, dude.
But, like I was taken care of because there's a lot of times, like, I was like my ass was left in Hachioji. My ass was left at like County Claire's, and I'm like fucking drunk, and I come back safe. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because Japanese like get me on the right trains and take my ass back to base. You know what I mean? Like that's and nothing taken from me. Like safe.
They take care of you.
And the dope part about that is it's not even just like this pretty girl privilege. Like they did it. I'm saying I want people to understand that it wasn't just like attractive woman. Let me take care of everybody, man. Same thing. I had a motherfucker ride the train with me for 90 minutes one time and got me back to Fusa, and this motherfucker had to go back 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And I just literally asked. I was like, I was going to say como se dice. What was the little expression you asked? It was always on the commercials whenever you wanted.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Not that one.
I didn't say all that, but I said something similar. And they motherfucker rode back with me 90 minutes, and I was like, this is a dope ass country, man. I love these people.
I'm telling you. Yeah, but like just saying, I know you say go back to the pretty girl privilege, but like being a female,
right,
and like being like in a position I was young and dumb, of course, but like the fact that I was taken care of and kept safe.
Hell yeah.
Then like escorted back, like it's like mind, like it's incomprehensible in America, right?
Right.
So
meanwhile, they stole your dirty pantyhose and was waiting to lick your eyeball.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Thank you.
Did y'all ever hear about that worming? Did y'all hear worming?
What?
They lick the eyeball. It's called worming.
I don't know. Try it.
Never heard that.
Don't knock anything till you try it, Kellen.
You never heard about that?
No, but I'm telling you.
That's a real thing. Fucking worming, yo.
Real slow. You gotta talk real slow.
I can't even get contacts. Okay, like I can't put contacts in my eyes. So one thing that I would say about Japan, this might be like left field, but I don't know if y'all have ever done this, but have y'all ever been to an onsen?
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
Hot spring.
Bush.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't they weird about tattoos though? You can't have tattoos there.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
I never
fine.
went because of that. They told me tattoos you couldn't go. That's what I heard.
That's a rumor. I think it's a rumor.
The people that I went with another female, and she had tattoos, and she had to either completely wrap it up or
hide it. Yeah, just hide it.
I got one and I went in. So like, so I don't think
wonderful keys, and everyone can tell in Japan.
They can tell. They can tell. I'm not that dark.
So, what was your onsen experience though? What
okay, yeah. So no, I just wanted to say like it was really nice. Like, I don't know if y'all ever been to one that was up in the mountains, like a mountain one.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be dope. I want to.
Yeah. So it was really nice. You know, went up there and it was snowing too, actually. So it was. I don't know, just a really cool experience. Not everybody gets to really go and experience like a hot spring in the wintertime, you know. So
did you have the snow monkeys
in the mountains?
Were the snow monkeys out?
I didn't see the snow monkeys. But the water it was really cool. But like if you're not in the onsen and you're like out there in the mountains, you can even pour like some water and it just immediately turns into ice. It's that cold up there.
So the onsen there, they butt naked? Everybody butt naked, or you wearing towels?
No,
everybody bucket. They bucket.
Bucket
naked. They have towels.
You didn't go to an onsen?
I did. Listen, I literally was told that because I had tattoos that I probably wouldn't get in.
So you attempted one time, but you didn't. After that, you didn't try to go back.
No, I never even attempted because they were like, oh, they're big about that. We went to a beach. Okay, I went to a beach one time, and they made me come out there and put a shirt on. I had to put at the beach. At the beach.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I believed it. I was like, well, shit, the onsen must really be strict then.
Dude,
if you go back, just go and see. You know. Yeah. Try going to HWY first. Anyone in HWY.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're being more lax now. I mean, it's an old kind of rule before. It's like an unwritten rule almost, or sometimes written rule. But they're trying to be more lax now because it's more modern.
Yeah.
Basically, back in the days with tattoos, is they don't. Most people who had tattoos, 20, 30, 40 years with Yakuza, are affiliated with a gang, so they don't. Right. They made it general, not because they were tattoos. It's because they didn't want those gangsters to mix with their customers and scare them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But now because of the Olympics, they're trying to be more lax as far as people coming in and all that, like Summerland and all those outdoor pools and all that. But anyways, in the onsen, it's correct. He said they do have towels, but you're butt naked. Like you shouldn't be going in there with
let that thing hang, boy. Let it hang.
Towels about this big though.
Oh, perfect.
Towels. So what happens is you walk in, you take off your shoes, and then they give you like a locker, and then they blah 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 whatever. You took off clothes, whatever, you know what I'm saying. And then they give you like a towel. And then you have to take like a shower first before you go into the onsen.
Good hygiene in Japan.
Always.
I love
Japan.
Wash
hygiene.
But
wash. They give you like a little bucket. Wash whatever, blah blah. And then you go in. So yeah, it's like chill actually, man. It's really really nice. You should definitely try it out.
But
some of the experience was Keys. So that's like the male experience, right? The female experience is very similar, right? So you go in, take your shoes off, they give you a locker, maybe a robe and a towel, right? And before you go in, there's like most of them, sometimes it's combination with the different pools, but most of the time you go into the shower area and it's a stool. You sit down on the stool, at least in the women's, and you get the shower head. Now, you're supposed to wash yourself, which is great. Like, get all the hot spots, get it good before you go share this communal water. But while I think it's so amazing.
You already know she's about to say something.
Yep.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I am so impressed, but also mortified because there will be, which is great. They're so clean, they're so thorough, but they're unabashing about it. They're so like, for as shy as the Japanese can be, once you get in there, it's like it's towels done. You're sitting on that. You'll see like 80-year-old granny with her like leg up here, getting everything clean, like, you know, and then just walking in the next pool, which is good. They're being thorough, but oh my gosh, like the modesty ends when you go in there.
Yep.
It completely ends.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So guys, when you go to most onsens or private or private public, if they're public, they're separated by male and female. So the male go this way and the female go this way. Now, if you go into the mountains, then they have private where, like, you know, you can go as a couple or as a family, whatever, and then together you can bathe together. But for the most part, a lot of the onsens are public, but they're separated by male and female. So, but when you go in there, naturally you're pretty much butt naked. You don't go in there. You're not going there to swim. You're going there to relax.
Right. Yeah. So
and because they have different kinds of pools, right? Or saunas. They have like a tea, and they have like a herbal, and they have like just
salt water.
And then they have places where you can scrub your whole body, and some just scrub your whole body and all. Yeah, it's pretty nice, man.
See, I had this vision in my head because I've not been there, that it was just like everybody, you just go and it's just relaxing and peaceful and that kind of thing. You know, basically what you described to me was like some shit I could see at the local YMCA. So I'm good.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, but it's at least in Japan, you know, it's going to be probably a lot more, like a lot cleaner, because they're
definitely cleaner. Definitely cleaner.
And I think it's so funny because it's almost like these women are like, hey, like they're so like not modest that they want everyone to know, look how thorough I am. So it's okay to share a pool with me.
Right.
So, like they're just like, so I mean, that's cool.
So what's see, you're creating a visual, so now I didn't know.
It's
is it tame though? Is it like
no?
Not at all.
We just kind of bush.
We just letting that thing go.
Kellen. Okay, it's bad. Just
the bush.
I mean, you know,
it's not good. I mean,
that retro 70s bush type thing.
Let me go back.
Okay.
It's good if you like fiery, jungly explosion of hair, then it is great. But for me, it is so awful.
Okay. Yeah. That might be a little much. We got at least create an area. You know what I'm saying? Like create a.
It's not. I didn't see one.
Shake that thing up. Need a little fade on the side.
I didn't see one person. I was expecting, okay, like the younger ones, like the ones, you know, I was like 21, 22, 23. I was thinking, okay, the younger ones around my age, it would be like 0 to minimal. Nope. All the same. No one, it's all just to braid it.
No, it's a great experience. but yeah, I'm on the female side, on the male side, and I'm take care of myself.
He said
a little towel, you know, to cover my tang.
Floyd walk around with his loincloth.
Yeah. They butt naked, I'm butt naked. Like, look, okay, let it loose. But, you know, at least for the guy side, you know, you do your business, you relax. You're not looking around and shit. You're just like, no.
No, you're
girls look at each other.
You're not looking around and shit. Okay. Other people are. You're not.
They're probably looking at me.
The motherfuckers looking like Sugoi.
No one's ever taught me, and I, you know, whatever, do my thing and relax.
So it's better than the YMCA, because at the Y you go there, you're fucking rest assured some old white man's gonna look at you and say, "How's your day going?" Looking right at your fucking penis.
That's Yokota.
Never fails.
That's Yokota.
Never fails, bro.
Yokota locker room. That's what they do. The old
entire. I do have a story. I went to go visit the snow monkeys, and there was an onsen out there that we stopped at, and I had my very, very, very young daughter with me. And with the family ones, like the little kids go with the moms and the female side, which is fine, whatever. Like no one cares. And there's like the men side, and I went in there and I did my thing. Like I showered my daughter and we got everything ready and we were sitting in the pool, and I kid you not, for some reason that was like my first experience of like 2 different women coming up to me to practice their English, which I was like, normal circumstances I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but I am like naked and vulnerable with my daughter, and they're like coming over and like patting Penny on the butt because she's cute and running around naked, and then coming up to me and being like, "Woo!" It was so uncomfortable, but
On this
it was mean. It wasn't mean.
On this episode of Naked and Afraid, the Japanese version. Watch as Susanna navigates Tokyo.
But it's kind of refreshing that they don't. I mean, separately, obviously, being modest is like whatever, because we're onsen, you're butt naked, whatever, and so it's refreshing, kind of, to go there, relax, do your thing, and we sexualize everything. We tend to sexualize everything, and sometimes we're caught up in that too, and we're in media and family and friends with that. But in Japan, in some parts of Asia and Europe, it's a natural thing. It's to be naked is like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Within your same sex, of course. Within the opposite sex, that's a different story. But but these places, when you go to onsen, they have private, they have public, and you take for what it is. It's a great experience because you'll never experience.
I love that.
I think too, though, we're talking about the sensationalization of sex, is a lot of other cultures. It's not that they don't have a lot of sex, or that they're not as into it as we are. They're into it just as much, but they just don't make it this weird thing, because we live in a society where we're always trying to preach to young kids abstinence and things like that are just pretty much fucking unrealistic, because when people are fucking horny, they're gonna do shit when they get to a certain age. Period. Right? And instead of just talking about it, and kind of like we were talking about before the show, like with drugs, right? We're talking about decriminalizing drugs. It doesn't necessarily make people suddenly, because drugs are decriminalized, like here in Oregon, doesn't make people like, I'm gonna go do some fucking heroin, because guess what? It's legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you take away that since you take away the coolness of it, or the it's like, don't touch that red button. Your parents tell you that, and you want to fucking touch the red button because they told you not to. If they didn't say a word, you'd be like, all right, what red button? You just kind of do your thing, and it is what it is.
And that's where it comes back to. I mean, I am firm, just like with drugs. When it comes to sex, it's all about the education.
Absolutely.
Educate them. Don't tell them what to do or what not to do, but just make all of the information available, because in the end, they're gonna be sneaky. They're gonna do what they want to do. I mean, young kids are gonna do that.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's what I deal with on a daily basis. But make that information available, and then try, just to take the taboo from doing it or not doing it out of the equation.
Yeah.
Right. I remember being young, and one of the things my mom would talk to me about with drugs, she'd have a very open conversation. She's like, yo, your dad has a very addictive personality. He was addicted to things, right? Mm-hmm. You do drugs, you might become addicted to them. That was the shit that stuck with me. So it wasn't like she didn't say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. She just told me, like, she was just real. Because she's like, when you leave this house, you're going to tell me one thing, but I know you could do whatever, and be lying to me. These are the ramifications. These are the things that could happen if you choose that, So that was shit that stuck, just that I don't think we do that enough with our kids in American culture.
Yeah, I do agree. How do we get talking about onsen? We should do a whole.
That was Keith's memory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love the onsen. I actually missed it. I know, in Japan they do it regularly. As part of, like, how we do massages, or
like a self-care thing.
Onsen is a part of the culture. I wish I could do it here in the States. They do have onsen, but not enough like in Japan, where every corner, every city, or every town has an onsen. Public.
Honestly, I don't think I'd feel as I don't think I'd feel as safe. I think the culture is too different.
Here? No.
I don't think I'd feel as safe going here, because the culture is just so different. I would not.
We got too many rapists and weirdos and shit.
No.
Even if it's separate, it's still kind of crazy.
In America, it's called the jacuzzi.
American people probably don't pre-wash.
You can do that too.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. We for tuning in. We've got a lot of people online here. We've got some regulars. Thank you. Ashley's been there. Erica's not here today, and Carlo won't be here, and Eric won't be here today. But we do have Susanna back, Abby, Keys, and Kellen. We will have a good show today. We have Ask Susanna, we have Give Me Five, and we have Abby's rant today. we have the Crystal, and then we have Keys with the beat of the week. And then we'll talk about later about more about the next couple of weeks because, like I said, New Year's is coming on, and a new administration is. Oh man, Monday is when they start the electrical, the voting of the what is
Electrical.
electrical electric company.
Electoral college.
Yeah, there you go on Monday. So we'll talk more about that a little bit more. But let's start with Keys and beat of the week. And before I play the music, I want to talk about this Jack Frost beat.
Yes. So this track is called Jack Frost, and there's a little story behind it. This story is a Christmas story. It's about Santa doesn't want to go and he can't deliver the gifts to the kids, so he asks Jack Frost to do it, and he's acting mischievous.
Gotcha.
That's the story.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so let's do the intro.
Oh shit. Here we go. Oh,
Turn it off. Turn it off.
my mic cut.
Wear your mask, G. Everybody.
Whoa.
Wear your mask.
Whoa.
Wear your mask. No, that wasn't good.
Keep going. I got the ad libs on fire, baby. Let's go. Shit, we got a fucking hit. Let's do this.
Jack Frost. That was pretty good, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate
He's
it.
got them trap beats. Shit.
No.
He's from Atlanta. Where the fuck
I
you
like that
from?
one, Marquise.
Military brat everywhere.
Okay.
I like that.
And that trap beat, boy.
Well, you
Everything.
know, yeah, it's very Jack Frosty.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like that
That's
beat.
fun.
Yeah, I like that. On YouTube, you have a YouTube where you can listen. Actually, I know sometimes it doesn't sound really good online, but on YouTube, SoundCloud, what else you have?
Yeah, so you can actually check this out on my YouTube, Tokyo Keys, and you can go to my website, TokyoKeys.com. You can check
Are
it
you
out.
selling
also.
these beats?
Actually, I am selling them. I haven't put them all up there yet. No. I'm sorry. Yes, go to my Jeez, I forgot now. Man, that sucks.
Come on, Keys. I'm trying to plug you. I'm trying to plug you.
Yeah, there, put it for you right there. You
Hold
got
on. Bandcamp. Thank you, Bandcamp. I got so many websites. I'm like, oh my goodness, man, which one? Bandcamp has all of my tracks on there. And you can also go to Spotify. I just uploaded my new demo tape, instrumental jam, so you can check those out as well. Tokyo Keys, check me out.
Man, when I find my little Motorola that I lost back in Cancun in 2007 with all my fucking lyrics on it, I'm gonna buy some of those beats and I'm gonna drop this hot ass album. I'm telling you right now.
Let's go.
Well, guys, you know, I've been shot past couple weeks, of course, for the holidays. You know, I got a big fan. You know, what one thing I want to reiterate is support local, whatever town you're from, whatever city you're from. If you got family or friends, whether you need it or not, especially during these times of COVID, you know, support local. So I got this National City because I grew up around National City since the 70s, even though I don't technically live in there. We're like one street away from National City. But also this, I guess they made this, it's called Superfly, Rose, because dedicated to my loved one there in Tokyo. But anyways, support local, buy whatever you can buy. Anything helps, whether it be a hat, a cap, service or food. Support local. I know a lot of local businesses are been hurting, and I know, especially here in California, I have friends who own businesses, and they're not closing because we've gone down through that lockdown, and there's a curfew at 10. But some businesses are like they can't survive, especially during the holidays. So the strip clubs, man, they have a cease and desist because they keep open. But I kind of understand. Like, they're on the fence. These people need to feed their families, right? Whether it be
Right.
the bellhop, the person cutting hair, nail. So whatever you can do, support your local business more than Walmart and more than Target, in which I get they're a big company and there's people working there, but they got money.
Yeah.
But your local shops, your little coffee shops, your little convenience stores, drive a little bit more further. Don't go always to 7-Eleven or AM, PM, whatever. Go to those small shops where there's local business people that run those shops. Anyways,
I
support
fucking
local.
love Target. God damn. But it's funny you say that, Floyd. So my uncle just told me a couple days ago he actually trademarked the slogan "Make local great again."
Oh wow!
And he trademarked the fucking slogan, right? So nobody can use that shit without his permission. So this company from Canada called him up, offered him a hefty amount of money to buy the slogan.
Wow.
And he's holding off. He's like, nope, I'm gonna wait because somebody's gonna offer more. So I'm glad you said that. I'm with it, man. Support local, make local great again.
Perfect. All right, so Leslie's not here today, but we're going to go into one of our favorite segments. It's about crystals and gems.
Hey guys, it's me, Leslie, coming at you with your crystal of the week. This week's crystal is sodalite. Sodalite connects to our throat chakra. This area governs the ability to express and communicate clear thoughts and ideas. It's also related to truth, maturity, independence, and the ability to trust others. Sodalite brings emotional balance, calming panic and anxiety. It enhances self-acceptance and self-trust. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at My Lucky Karma and swing by our Etsy shop. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Everybody needs that rock right there.
Wait, I gotta say, I'm a fucking child. Did she say it opens up your throat chakra? Is that what she said?
I'm not alone.
Throat chakra.
I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. I say nothing else. I just wanted to know. Just wanted clarity. I like clarity. That's all.
You're not alone.
Okay.
There's different chakras in your body.
Yeah.
And this one is very important.
Open up that throat.
So I have.
Just relax it and just swallow. You just have to relax and just swallow.
Yeah. So I have example. This is a kyanite.
Say kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Basically, I have this around. It opens. It my communication chakra.
So do you swallow it?
No.
Do you rub it on your
No,
neck?
you just hold it.
No.
You just
put it
you just
around.
hold it
hold
and
it
the throat
again.
opens up.
Dude, this could help billions of women. This is groundbreaking.
I don't know. Yeah.
So that's sodalite, right? Sodalite opens up the throat chakra.
Yeah.
All right, the sodalite.
Sort of like, yeah.
So that's that sodalite.
So some crystals will do different things. Some do similar things. So basically, when they say chakra, it's like how do I explain it? Like a door that opens. So sometimes your communication skills from your throat, right? So that's a door right there. And sometimes you get stuck. You don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to speak. You don't know how to express yourselves.
Yeah.
So certain rocks or crystals will help you to open up those doors.
Yeah.
You don't put it in your neck. Somewhere is a necklace, somewhere is a bracelet. Some just have it around or they hold it in their hand.
Mhm.
And so if you feel anxiety, you feel like pain, you feel confused, or you feel depressed, certain crystals that speak to you will open you up, open your chakras. Does that make sense?
So it's a communication thing. Let's make that clear.
Yes.
You gonna have some people holding that shit in bed. And you can be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Holding this fucking rock in your bed?" Like, now you're trying to open up the throat chakra.
Leslie says it's good
It doesn't
for.
hurt your throat like that. Not that kind of throat opening.
I mean, but we don't know that. I would like to see some like scientific studies done.
So technically, we all should get some soda light.
I just want to see the data.
Put that in my next order.
Kelly, you need to open up your throat chakra.
Yeah. I think we could do a small batch study and just see where it goes. That's all.
Cool. Yeah.
I think mine. Yeah, I'm good. It's open. It's fine.
All right. So, Erica's not here today, so we're going to skip that today with our top 10 list. But I do have something here for you guys. Hold on here. Yeah. Hold up. Okay. So, what's trending? Here you go. All right. So November 7th is when Biden and Kamala Harris pretty much said they are the president-elect, vice president-elect, right? So here's the video of the reaction of Kamala Harris. There you go.
We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States. We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
So since that video, which is a very candid reaction to them winning the election, Kamala Harris has been TikToked and memed many times over. So here's one video of all of them. I just want to show you this one video.
We did it. We did it, Joe. You're going to be the next president of the United States. We did it. We
got on Crocs too.
We got the United States.
Blue Crocs.
Shirt said "Baby Cray."
Baby, we did it. We did it. Yeah. So there's many. Go on TikTok. Go on YouTube. You'll see it a lot. But one of my most favorite meme of all time from that clip itself. You're gonna love this. It's the Kamala Harris "We Did It, Joe" remix.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey.
Tokyo Keys on the beat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We did it, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
We did it, Joe.
Hey. Hey. Let's go.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
Whoa. Hey.
President of the United States.
President. Whoa.
Likes hip hop. States.
Hey. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wear a mask, G.
Mm. Okay.
That was cute. I like that.
That was cute.
We did it, Joe. We did it.
I get like Soldier Boy vibes, Soldier, like back in the day, 2000. You know what I'm saying? That could be a hit, right? That could be a hit track right there, though.
Yeah, we're about to make our own hit. Me, Kelly, and Keys, man. Well, maybe everybody can get involved.
Listen.
We got that one beat, right? We got
Let's
that one.
go.
Got that Jack Frost. Let's go.
Let's go.
And then we're gonna have Suzanne at the very end say, "That's cute." We're just gonna throw her voice in there. That's cute.
All right, let's go into Ask Susanna. Here you go.
All right, we got Ask Susanna. So these questions all came from viewers. All right, and it's overwhelming. I love it because it's all women who ask these questions, so it makes me feel better about presenting them to you, Susanna. So I don't feel like a weirdo, creepy pervert.
Okay.
So here we go. First question is sex positions, best ones to have the best orgasm.
Okay, so it's totally like personal. So it's individual preference. Doggy style is always absolutely amazing, though. I mean, hands down favorite. But it's gonna be whatever you're gonna feel most comfortable in. Because if you're one of these chicks that like has like her leg up in the air and try to do all these different contortions, then you're probably not gonna be relaxed enough to enjoy it fully. So it's gonna be whatever is gonna be most comfortable and relaxed for you for sure. And that's just individual.
All right. And next question. So rough sex, slow grinding, or mix. Are freaks better at fucking or is it too much? And again, I'm not changing any of the questions that I'm asking. I'm putting them as is. So
yeah,
that's what I got.
Again, it's individual preference. I mean, I will never say that something that someone likes is wrong unless it hurts, a child or an animal. I mean, people are, people are different in their and the things that they like and things they want to do. When it comes to like slow or rough or grinding, I mean, some people really enjoy a mix, and I think a healthy mix is always fun. Sometimes you're just really connected to that person and want it to have that really slow, intimate, comforting, kind of little sex session. But it depends on the mood, your partner, and what your individual preferences are, for sure.
Absolutely. And the next one, third question: the woman in control or the man during sex?
Oh my gosh, can't we just all share? I mean, it's great, right? So again, it goes back to preference. Some women really like to be dominated, and some men really like to be dominated, and some are quick hitters. They want to mix it up. It depends on how comfortable you are with that person, and then also that you have enough trust with that person to relinquish some control if you want to be dominated. So, you want to make sure that if you want to relinquish some control, that you're going to, have a safe word or have some free
wait. What's a safe
conversations beforehand to make
a safe word
for sure.
What's a safe word?
Safe words if when they go into character, it's like shit gets too wild and they're like, hey, I'm ready to exit character. We gotta have a word so we know this is no longer part of the act. Like it's over.
Yeah. And pineapple.
What we'll say is you have to
mango.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, mango.
Mango, pineapple, whatever. But you need to respect that. You have to respect the safe word, even if you think that you're just in it and you're about this close to come. But if they're saying that, like that's when consent ends. So safe word means it's done. Yeah. So respect the safe word.
All right. So this next one says, one time let the man do anything he wants, your hands tied, and the next let woman do anything she wants. Lick from front to back? ? I don't. I think that one was more of a suggestion. I don't know that was a question. I feel like that was a suggestion. So one time let the man do anything he wants, your hands tied. Next time let the woman do anything she wants. Lick from front to back? Or I may be asking, is that okay to lick from front to back, or do you go back to front?
So are you doing it to the man? If you're doing it to the man, then sure. But if you're doing it to I'm thinking back to front. No, whatever. Like, have the conversation, beforehand. Make sure that you're cool with stuff, and then get dirty, and put some boundaries.
Wait. What's back to front? I don't understand.
No, if you're female, so I'm saying, if you're female, let's be real for a minute, right? Like if you're a female and some dude is down there and looking back to front, you're bringing all kinds of ass bacteria up into that urinary tract. You're going to give her an infection. So maybe don't do that. That's like the same with going from like anal sex straight into vaginal sex. That's a no-no. You want to make sure that like you're using a condom and you're taking the condom off and putting a new condom on before you go from anal to vaginal sex. Does that make sense? You don't want
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, their ass is a very dirty area.
It is. I mean, but that could be its whole like a whole segment in its own. How to do that in a fun way.
So, last question that I have for you, and I'm gonna have to answer this one for you because it says, "Are all men into ass licking?"
Tell me, Kellen, are they?
Fuck no, not all men are into ass licking. Fuck no. Listen, I'll tell you right now. I'm open to some shit. I ain't licking no ass. It's just not me. I'm not licking ass. Period. Period. I ain't licking ass.
Kellen, but like zone in with me for a second.
I'm zoning.
This goes back to what? Communication, right?
Right.
Because you don't want to fuck up a session if she's super into it and then you guys didn't have that conversation. She goes for it and then it's done, you know, and it's super weird afterwards, right? So that's why it's important to like be comfortable enough with this person. I mean, ideally, if you're going to have sex with someone, you're going to be comfortable enough with that person to, one, make sure that they don't have any infections that they're going to give you. And two, to have healthy communication so you can establish boundaries and you can figure out things that you like and you don't like so you can have fun, right? That's the purpose of it.
I would immediately think I got fucking E. coli or some shit.
Now,
I might have to go and then tap, tap, tap.
So I heard, not from experience, I heard that the love hotels in Japan have like, they have
Floyd,
like jacuzzi.
Floyd telling on himself right now. Floyd telling on
I can tell you
himself.
all about it. What are you gonna ask?
They got like oil inside the bathroom. I heard, okay, someone told me about this.
Oh.
Oil, and then you can wash. They have shampoo. They got food and all that. But basically, what I'm saying is they prepare you for the experience or the experience that you're about to adventure into.
Yes.
Basically,
that's a
make
great
sure
point.
they clean, they scrub or whatever, go into the little bath. They got the oils, they got the shampoo. I heard, okay, I'm not saying from experience, I just heard.
Oh, you can talk about
that's a great point. And I want to go back to, I want to emphasize that more, Floyd, is yes. So let's say that you find this partner that you want to have amazing sex with and you have that communication, the things you want to try with them. Preparedness is key. You don't want to think, oh, okay, we're going to try something new, especially if you've never had anal before, and then just jump into it, right? Like you need to make sure that not only are you like being as like hygienic as possible, but you have the proper lubes, oil-based lubes, not water-based lubes, to prepare for that journey. There's a good warm up. You're not just jumping into it. That's where usually everything goes wrong. So, I mean, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. It's all about how you prepare. The more you prepare and the more comfortable you are with your partner, the better it's going to be. I promise. Yeah, for sure.
It's just funny because I remember a day and age where people were weird about openly talking about eating coochie. And now these motherfuckers are eating ass. Like they skipped. They like, fuck it. We skipping.
Yeah.
We eating butt. Like these young people. And I know that because when I do this mentoring group. I was doing this mentoring group with college kids, man, and it was Black Male Alliance. It was black, and we'd be in there talking, and man, we get talking about all kinds of stuff, and it's just telling these young men like, yo, strap it up. You don't need to be fucking knocking somebody up right now. You're trying to get your life started, and and we could talk about shit, and they would be telling me these stories about, and I'm like, damn, y'all are wild, but
it's normal now.
It is.
And the way and how open people are becoming, especially the younger generations, is almost refreshing to me because it's not as taboo to talk about these things, which is great because when you can talk about something, you can educate about it, right? And that's why I think it's so important. Like, dude, if you want to eat ass, it's not my forte. I'm not into that. But if you want to eat ass, like there are ways you can do it in like the most hygienic way. So it's those teachable moments. And I think that it's great that these kids are now being able to have these conversations and almost in a show-offy way, right? Like, this is as taboo as I can get. I'm going to outdo you. Like, but I mean, I'd rather them talk to me about it or talk about it in general than, it'd be hush hush and them doing some pretty shitty and unhealthy things.
So I have a question. Mm-hmm. So are they talking about also getting tested also? I mean, they're out there,
Mhm.
Like I remember back when we were younger, that's all they talked about was, STDs and all that stuff like that, blah blah blah, So
Yeah.
is that still being talked about? Like, is that still being enforced?
Absolutely. I mean, and the funny thing is like if you go back just by a couple of years, it was weird. Like, okay, so let's say when Tinder was starting to roll out, it was weird to match with someone, meet up with them, and then like have sex with them. It was weird if you were to ask them if they've been tested beforehand. Like, it wasn't sexy, right? Like, you didn't like
it killed the mood.
Yeah, it killed the mood.
Right.
But now, which I think is amazing, is it's becoming part of the conversation. And I think that's absolutely important. So now, yeah, it's not just the adults talking to these kids about getting tested. It's these kids asking other kids. And when I say kids, I'm talking about like 20-year-olds,
Yeah,
right?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
It's these, adolescents, it's these young adults.
College age.
Yeah, college age, actually taking the initiative to ask future partners, right? People they haven't had sex with, hey, have you had a full STD panel done? And not only that, but then asking, okay, can I see the results? And then still wearing a condom. And I think that's fucking amazing and groundbreaking. That didn't happen 10 years ago.
Right.
Like,
no.
we're the fact that that's being normalized, the fact that kids are like having, the initiative to put their health first is absolutely amazing to me. I think that's like the good thing, honestly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, during our times, those of us who were 30 or 40, like that wouldn't be like a thing, like because you would say like, well, once you're in the moment, you do.
You don't want to kill the moment, yeah.
You want the moment you get like, wait a minute there,
But that's the thing. I mean, like now, kind of goes back to what we were just talking about. It goes back to that healthy communication and that preparedness before anything happens, and that's what's just going to lead to a better, session or, intimacy with that person. Is find out if you have someone in mind that you're interested in having sex with, then the first step, not like is, hey, have you been tested? What were your results? Okay, still wear a condom. Then talk about, okay, what are your likes and dislikes? Okay, and then if you want to try something new, physically prepare for it. It's like A, B, C, D, and then you're fucking gonna have like the best sex ever. I mean, it's awesome. It's a simple fucking recipe. I swear to God.
Hell yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds boring, I swear, but it's good.
Well, I mean, I'm sure with all the technology and all the information available, younger cats, guys, girls, whatever, are more informative than we were back in the day. Yeah. So
people can go on and Google syphilis, right, and be like, "Holy fucking shit! I don't want that on my body." Right?
And then remind yourself that the United States government shot up black troops with syphilis in the 1940s. No big deal, though. Unbeknownst to them.
But there's access to that information now, right? And I think that's absolutely amazing. Like, now we can say, oh, hey, there's reasons you want to wear a condom, not just to knock someone up. And they can Google those fucking reasons, and that becomes real quick on that becomes real on Google Images.
Well, they say wearing a condom is only 99% effective.
You said only?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still 99%.
Why should I wear it?
So,
and that
1%
is only
right.
into effect if it's broken during sex, or if it's not put on correctly. And did you know, and I could be quoting this statistic wrong, but it's like between 75% and 80% of men don't know how to put on a condom correctly.
Yeah.
Boom. Dude, that's ridiculous to me.
I used to practice.
Yeah.
Could you put it on backwards? I guess you can put it on backwards.
What, you mean like inside out?
Inside out?
Yeah.
But even then, it'd be like a barrier, right?
Right. It'd still be a barrier. You just wouldn't have like the lubrication.
Yeah.
Lubricate side on.
Barrier.
Yeah.
No, but when it comes out, I mean, I'm just talking from experience,
Yeah.
non-experience. But it come out, the thing comes out like this, like that. It's already, it tells you what's inside out, pretty much. Right? on the condom. When you
Yeah, but if you've
when you
never
break it open, it's already like
Oh, yeah.
roll it like that.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like in the moment, most dudes aren't going to stop and really look at it, right?
Yeah, because they're doing it with one hand. Like,
Dude, and also, I mean, like these kids, I mean, used to what is it? I think probably you guys are old enough to know, like you'd carry condoms around in your fucking wallet.
Well,
And that's one of the dumbest things you can do, right?
Right. Motherfucker was so fragile by the time it was half-ass disintegrated. Yeah, falling off on your dick. Like, God.
I did it just to be cool. I guess.
But that's ridiculous. I just think it's so like the like it's the easiest thing you can do is just fucking wrap that shit and do it correctly. Like
go lambskin.
And then it's becoming sexy now. I swear to God. Before it used to be like, oh, you're gonna ruin the movement, like the moment. But it's there. It's happening. These kids are already doing it, and it's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, good. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions.
No, any more questions? Unless we have comments out there. You have any questions for Susanna? Nobody?
And
what do we got there? Got Leslie's out there, Rachel, Ashley, all females today.
I already know them. Like,
well, we got that. We have the we'll bring back the Poddex relationship one, which is really good. So very popular. I just posted up the 1 hour one the first time we had it, and that was like probably the best segment we ever had because it took an hour to do. All right, so Kellen, are you ready?
Bruh, I stay ready. Let's go.
Do it.
All right, so this is Give Me Five. I'm just gonna roll right into it. I have these written down on my phone, like just a couple of little things, so I don't forget anything because there's little certain things. So first thing I want to talk about, Republican congressmen and lawmakers, they're pushing a bill in various states to shield people who hit protesters with their car. They're pushing this bill, basically making an open season on protesters. And of course, Missouri and Florida are two of those states that have congressmen that are pushing this. And I have a big problem with that for the simple fact of like, we're literally making it where people can hit, maim, kill somebody, and just making it okay because they were, exercising their constitutional right to protest. It's similar to like what you see in some of the states with the stand your ground, and there's always going to be this gray area. So you're going to have people do dumb shit and fuck around and kill or harm people. And they're going to use this as their defense. And I have a problem with it. And I think it's a big deal. And I wish more people would be talking about this and more aware of it. I'm really disappointed in the men and women who are pushing it and supporting it, and those who are saying nothing.
Wait, is that Oregon? Where is that again, Kellen?
Missouri and Florida. Yeah, Missouri and Florida are the two states that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's others.
Wow.
But those two most recently have been talking about it and pushing that. So, and again, there's right-wing protesters going on right now, with the Proud Boys and everything. And I wouldn't want this for them either. I don't want anybody running them over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's definitely a problem. So that's something I just kind of wanted to toss out there.
Where can we find more information about that?
Just Google it. Just Google just say bills protesting shit. I don't know. Okay. You can find it. It's out there.
I got you. I'll Google it.
All right, just Google it. And I'm with Abby on that. She said she's not surprised in Florida, and I'm not surprised with Missouri. Wow. And again, these are partisan laws because they're using it to protect the super right-wing nut jobs who are going to try to run somebody over. It's not to go both ways. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I don't want any U.S. citizens running over another one just because they're protesting, period, And I realize there are times when there could be a bunch of people out there and somebody might be scared and they're trying to get out of the area and they accidentally hit somebody. I get that. Like
extenuating circumstances.
Extenuating circumstances. Exactly. So also something I want to talk about is basically don't spend your entire lifetime trying to explain yourself or be liked by everyone. Now, this is something that's very simple and most people should kind of know this. But I think a lot of people struggle with this. There's times I've had conversations with friends and they're worried about something that literally it's more of an outward appearance thing. And it's like, oh, I don't want, people to hear this or know this. And it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, the people who love you and care about you, they're going to be there for you. They're going to support you, and they're going to ride for you regardless. You're going to always have people who are going to look to misunderstand you or misunderstand your heart or your intentions. And you really can't focus on that. Now, I know it's easier said than done. I realize that. You know, if that was the case, then everybody would do it, right? But I think it's something to really, really focus on, because we live in a time where I realize more and more there's a lot of people who are looking to be loved by others when they don't even love themselves, you know? And we got to look and really learn to like truly love ourselves and value ourselves and know what you bring to the table, and stop worrying about what everyone else's opinion of you is. And I mean, unless you're an asshole. If you're an asshole, then fucking take a deep dive, look in the mirror, and make some changes. But yeah, other than that. Also, during this time, depression is at an all-time high. I don't have the statistics on it, but I know there are a lot of suicides occurring in this country right now. It's beyond just seasonal depression, 2020 depression, coronavirus, depression. There's all kinds of shit. People are scared. People are fearful. There's a lot of change going on in the country. And I think now more than ever is a time where we need to make sure we're opening up and just checking on your people. And explaining to them, talking, having open conversation, open dialogue, and saying, hey, you know what? I share the same feelings as you. Please understand you're not alone. I think a lot of times when people are depressed and when they're sad and when they're upset, they feel like they're the only person in the world that's going through that, because guess what? Everybody around them is seemingly happy, and seemingly, you know, what they see on social media, right? I think social media leads to a lot of this depression that we see nowadays in this digital era. Everybody sees everybody's highlight reel. They don't see the lowlights. They don't see the negative shit. They don't see the frustrations. And we just need to make sure that with our people, we share ourselves and be open with them. So maybe you can save a life and you don't even know it, you know, by telling somebody else that you're sharing and you have the same issues or same problems. Let them know, like, you're not alone in this. So I think it's a great time to do that, especially around now, especially with this holiday. I don't ever want to be bah humbug, because I do appreciate the holidays. I do appreciate Christmas. But the one thing I don't like is the stress and pressure that people do they want to impress people with gifts, and they want to make sure they get this wonderful gift, and they spend a lot of money, and then, you know, and then they feel some type of way if it doesn't get the appreciation that they wanted it to. And I wish we went away from that and we weren't so materialistic with Christmas. I wish it was more like a Thanksgiving, where it's just a time to spend time with family, and maybe you go volunteer or donate to the less fortunate, and make it less about giving gifts to one another, or even showering your kids with gifts. You know, shower them on other days throughout the year. I hate that this one holiday, because there's so many kids out there who don't get those great Christmases, and they don't get all the big and wonderful gifts. And I think this is a time where we should focus on that. So, you know, in your local area with your local people or whoever, you know, get with an organization, make sure you donate, whether it's time or whether it's gifts or whatever you want to give. Just make sure you donate to somebody that's less needy, you know, because there's a lot of people out there. And lastly, a few things that are on my mind. Check out the movie Canvas on Netflix. It's a 9-minute production. It's basically about love and loss. It's only 9 minutes. It's an animated thing. And I don't even think there's any words in it. I mean, I watched it and it was like, you got to watch it. Okay. It's called Canvas. It's fucking beautiful. 9 minutes, animated, and I really dug it. Also, part 1 is Selena. I don't know if you guys remember Selena, famous Mexican man. Selena was the shit, yo. And she has the Selena the series. It's also available on Netflix. Part 1 is out there, so make sure you check that out. December 22nd, the NBA season starts. I'm excited about that. Lakers have revamped their roster. They brought in Mark Gasol. They brought in Dennis Schroeder. They brought in Wesley Matthews. Their squad is tight. Then, you know, it's going to be interesting to see Russell Westbrook going out to Washington. And then whoever knows where James Harden's going to go. Kyrie and KD are going to be out there in Brooklyn. It's going to be an exciting time. I love the NBA. I love the way that organization is run. They have a commissioner that doesn't make its players feel like they are pieces of property. It's a players' league. So I really dig the NBA. I love supporting them because it's a players first organization, unlike the NFL, which I love the NFL, but I hate the way it's run. So anyway, those are things that are kind of on my mind. That's my Gimme 5. Sometimes it's 5 stories. Sometimes it's 5 minutes. It's Gimme 5. So thank you for tuning in.
All right. Good up for killing everybody.
I like it.
Yeah. I watched, did you guys watch Selena?
I haven't watched it yet. I watched all 6. Was it 6 episodes? 7 episodes. Did they release all of them? All?
Yeah,
I thought there was only the one up there.
No, there's six. I think 6 episodes. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I wasn't really sure because I was really in love with the movie, right? With Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez, yeah.
I mean, to me, Jennifer Lopez, just would be the second alternate to being Selena, right? So basing my with the girl now, I'm not saying she's not so good. I just don't feel it yet. Like, oh, that's Selena. You know what I'm saying?
Have you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, all episodes. I mean, after I got into it more, then maybe okay, she sounds okay. Like the sister's okay, the brother's okay, mom and dad, yeah. But you know the mom, right? The mom in the series, who she is?
In the series, no.
Am I dating myself now? She was the best friend of Selena and Jennifer Lopez on the movie.
Oh, really?
Oh, I have to watch.
Who is the mom?
That much time has passed where she went from playing the friend to the mom.
Right? And scoop back a couple years before that, but if you remember the movie Ma Vida Loca.
Who?
I remember La Bamba.
I remember La Bamba was the shit. La Bamba was the shit.
Vida Loca?
Oh my god!
Gotta watch.
La Bamba was good.
Listen, everybody, watch Ma Vida Loca. I don't know if it's on Netflix or Hulu or something. Maybe it might be on YouTube.
What's the story about? Like, who's the?
It's from Echo Park, gangsters in Echo Park, and you'll see one prominent actor who always plays the Spanish guy or Mexican guy who played in My Familia. He also played AB in Selena the movie. So, anyways, the girl that plays the mom in this TV series and played the best friend in the movie series was Mousy. So, anyways, I know it's kind of hard to figure it out, but watch La Vida Loca. Watch La Vida Loca.
I don't know. Like, I see it on Netflix, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know, because
no, it's good. It's really good.
I don't know, because the '90s one was really good, but I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, almost every '90s. You're talking about like Stand and Deliver. You're talking about My Colors. You're talking about My Familia. You're talking about even the black movies like what do you call it? I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. You know what's called that? Those movies, Cell Block 4. Those are great movies in the '90s. But anyways, I digress.
What about White Men Can't Jump? That was funny.
Excellent movie.
Good movie.
Excellent movie.
Woody Harrelson.
Selena wasn't there though.
Excellent movie. Why do you think J-Lo is the natural number 2 for Selena? I gotta ask that.
Because I it's crazy, not crazy, but little fact, I did follow Selena before even she passed away because she had her English album
dropped and it was fire.
It dropped, and when that album came out, she wasn't alive. She passed away before that time. But anyways, at first, because we knew Jennifer Lopez as the fly girl, the dancer, right? This is for when she's not even an actress at this time. This
Living Color.
Rick and roll, yeah. So there was a lot of criticism. Oh, Jennifer Lopez, number one, she's Puerto Rican, she's not Mexican, blah blah blah.
Right,
blah.
that's what I was going to go. Yeah, that's what I was going with it.
But once you saw her go on screen, and the way she got into the role, and the way she sings, and number one, she's built like Selena, but not because she's built like Selena, but because she had the whole encompass of who Selena was. You could feel that is Selena. That she was the right actress at the time for to portray her. Plus, the mom and dad and the family approved of that movie.
They approved it, right?
And of her, so it meant a lot more. So the girl now, I mean, she has the accent. I'm not sure if she's really singing. She in the face, she kind of looks like it, but it's not just the body and the move. It's just her aura. Does it make sense?
You think she lip singing?
I'm not sure because Jennifer Lopez, she can sing, but she did lip sing. I'm not sure she sang every song, but there's one song she did sing, I think. I think
I'm dreaming.
Yeah, I think like on the radio.
I'll be holding you tight.
I know, but anyway, it's a good TV show. Catch it on Netflix and Selena. Word. Yeah, it's been over 20 years. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah. That was give it up for Kellen for Give Me 5.
All right.
All right, up next, Abby, you ready?
I guess.
Enthusiasm.
What? Less than
ready.
enthused, I
The
guess.
perfect content.
All right, Abby, you ready? Go ahead.
Yeah. So every week I try to look for a new thing to highlight in my rant. But, and I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize, but it's the same rant. It's about mask wearing. I swear. I try not to, but it all comes right back to that whole thing. Last week, I talked about people not wearing masks and how they just didn't care. It still applies today, and it just blows my mind. A few days ago, we ordered Chinese takeout. I didn't want to cook. My daughter didn't want to cook, and my oldest daughter, my second born, she just graduated college. She earned her degree. So to celebrate, we ordered Chinese takeout. I go in, I place my order. I go outside, and after 10 minutes, I go back in, and there's probably 10 people inside waiting for their orders. And there's everybody else is wearing their mask. The workers are wearing their mask, and there's this one dude sitting there playing on his phone, not wearing a mask, not giving any fucks that he is not wearing a mask. And it's like he would make eye contact with people with a smirk, just like daring them to say something. And there's a week in the month that my filter breaks. So I knew that if I stayed there, my mouth was not going to stop moving, and the words that would come out of it would be words that I wouldn't be able to take back, because I'm going to mean it, and I'm going to mean it like harshly. So I stepped outside and I waited another 10 minutes for my order to come. So the owner saw me. The owner saw me step outside. So she held my bag up, and I went inside and I said thank you. And just as I was gonna leave, I stopped and I was like, here I am. I am fuming inside because this motherfucker is sitting with 10 other people without his mask on, not giving any damn about what he could possibly be spreading, or if he is a spreader or whatever. So I stopped, turned back, went straight to his face. Like I was still like 3 feet away from him. I said, you know what? I said, there are 10 other people in this place with you, and you're the only one not wearing a mask. And I was like, how dare you? I was like, I hope you can fucking live with yourself, because you exposed every single one of us because of your selfishness. And I didn't even bother waiting for what he had to say. And I just walked out. And all these people just looked at me like, oh shit, where did that come from? And I know that we can expect there's going to be people like this man. We'll see them everywhere. They will give no fucks about it. They will make fun of us. And it's gotten to the point where we kind of accept it. And I don't think that's right. We shouldn't accept it. We shouldn't be like, oh, yeah, he's just going to be an asshole and nothing we say will ever matter. But I'm the kind of person that believes that silence is complicity. When you don't say anything and you know it's wrong, staying silent makes you just as guilty as the crime or the injustice happening. So I told him, but the thing that gets me too is the people who do stay silent. who are bothered by it just like I am, but they're so afraid, or they just, I don't know. That's like, that's one rant. And my second rant is this. Have you guys been seeing the different pictures coming out from Republicans throwing parties, holiday parties, and not a single one of them is wearing a mask at that
Every
party?
day, every day.
Yeah. And it's like, to me, it's like a slap to the people who have had loved ones die of COVID, a slap to the people who did get COVID and are now facing the results of what COVID has done to their body, and a slap to the medical community who are overworked and burnt out because they're taking care of people who shouldn't have gotten sick in the first place, but because they didn't wear masks or they didn't practice social distancing, or who were unfortunately exposed because someone wasn't, being sensitive, or so they get sick. And I'm just, I don't know. It makes me wonder if, we as a nation have become so insensitive and so self absorbed that we just don't care about our fellow human beings anymore. And it's sad. And it makes me, it makes me lose hope sometimes. But then I turn around and I say, ah, fuck it. No way. I
Yeah,
refuse.
that's why I don't go out, man. You know what I'm saying? I go out for necessities, like I gotta get gas, I gotta get some food, I gotta go to school, pick up some stuff, and I don't really I don't totally like look for people not wearing masks. California is bad in some areas. San Diego has some areas where they don't, but for the most part, most people follow the rules, especially when they go to public places. But for Florida and Texas, I can't. And for some states that are more Republican, I don't know, South Dakota, North Dakota, I don't understand where their minds are at, and I don't want to generalize. I want to think that these people are just ignorant, because I think most of the people who are doing this, I'm assuming, okay, and I'm just being general. I'm only assuming, in my opinion, they've never left the city, never left the state, never left the country. They've never experienced other cultures and other how people practice their economics, how culturally mindful about other people, how in Asia it's a natural thing. It's not a problem. Like, if you tell me to wear a mask, okay. If you tell me not to wear shoes in the house, okay. I understand. It's not there's so many challenges and problems in the world that we have. Wearing a mask is
Why?
not one of the things that I would have to be a Karen or a Don or whatever, whatever they call a guy, Karen, Gary. I don't make it a point to say you're taking, that I have to challenge the establishment, challenge the manager, the barista, or make it a point where I'm going to make a video of me defying the rules and shit like that, and go to town meetings to let them know that it's killing me. Masks are killing me. Blah blah blah. Like, there is no scientific proof that your H2O levels go down enough where you'll
Right.
pass out or die. There's no scientific proof. So I'm going to say that these people who are like this, that they've, out of the six of us or five of us have been or here, our worldview is different from all these people who are doing this, right? And
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
stuck in
Mhm.
this small bubble, and their bubbles also the people who they hang out with, who they talk to, what they watch, would it be Newsmax, ON News, Fox News, or the president, right? Their worldview is very small, right? So I don't work myself up. I trust me, I'm very mad a lot of times when I hear things like, Oceanside, or right Keys in La Jolla or Scripps or whatever, or this Karen, just making a scene, not wearing a mask. I don't I don't get it, and I'm not here to live my life to understand where they're at. It is what it is. But the managers or the owners of these businesses should speak up, right? Like, hey, this is a private business, not a public business. Or according to the discrimination, you cannot discriminate against what? Race, color, nationality. I think the
Ethnicity,
three main,
creed. Yeah.
yeah, creed, whatever.
Race, creed, and sex.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
a lot of businesses has that no shoes, no shirt, no service kind of thing, right? So what is the difference
Mhm.
between not wearing a mask? Or if you cannot go in my business unless you wear non-tennis shoes, you have to wear a tie and a coat. It's the same thing, right? It's the right of the business to say what are the rules are, right? So we can
Well, no, yeah,
challenge.
there are businesses who do that. Like IKEA does it, Costco, Publix, Target does. But I will tell you this: they have those little, they have their employees stand out there with their little boxes of masks, just in case someone comes in, because inevitably there is going to be someone who walks in and says, oh, I don't have a mask, I left my mask in the car. And I've seen them say, well, here we have masks here. And this happened exactly at IKEA when we went to IKEA a few days ago. The family was in front of us and they had no mask. They knew that IKEA had a mask uh, order. They went in and they were hoping that they weren't going to be stopped, and they were stopped. And they were like, "Oh, well, we don't have a mask." And the lady at the front says, "No, we have masks." And she was like, "Okay." So we bumped into them, and the two people in that party were not wearing their mask. And like I said, 1 week in the month, guys, 1 week in the month that I just can't. My filter's broken. So I said, please put your mask back on. And she was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to put it on. We're going to put it on. And so they're putting it on, and I can hear them whispering. And my husband looked at me and he was like, oh, shit, she's going to blow. So he tries to walk me past them. And as I'm walking past them, I hear one of the women goes, she should stop watching TV. And
Oh, I'm just
I
waiting for them
stopped
to
and I
say,
was like,
"Stupid Asian, go back
what?
to your country." Ooh, I'm
I
just waiting.
was like, what? I was like, fucking put your mask on. There's a rule here. If you don't like it, leave. Simple as that. Put your fucking mask on. That's it. And they were like, and they started mouthing off. And I was like, I don't want to fucking hear your excuse. Put your fucking mask on. And she just kept talking and talking and talking. And my husband is whispering in my ears, babe, let it go. Let it go. Let's go. Let's just go. Let's go get your picture frames. Let's go. So I'm like, okay, we're going to go get my picture frames. But she kept talking and talking and talking. And I hate being bullied because I was bullied as a child and I used to cower in fear. And I refuse to ever be put in that position again. So if you're going to fucking get in my face and talk about me and try to bully me and try to make me feel bad for telling you to do what's supposed to be right, I'm not going to let it go, especially not when it's the week before Shark Week and my hormones are out of whack
Shark Week.
and my filter.
Wait, what?
Her period.
Her period.
My period.
Oh, I thought you mean like real Shark Week, like.
No, when I'm PMSing, I PMS hard. I just, usually, yeah. So I turned around and I was like, listen, I asked you to put your mask on. That's what it is. You don't like it, leave. Don't fucking back talk and talk to me like it's my fault that you don't believe in science.
I don't
And
know.
I think
like in Florida, I'm sure Florida is
And
more
I-
prevalent. Maybe even Texas and some of the states,
and
but
the funny
California,
thing is,
it's not prevalent
But-
too much. People wear masks, mostly.
but see, And the thing that also is ironic is most of these people who are anti-maskers here, especially here in Florida, are the people who are also doing, they're very, very pro Christians, they're very, very pro life, they're very, very, shame on you for not honoring the sanctity of life. And I'm like here thinking, you know, that amount of energy that you put for saving fetuses and saving babies and making people feel bad about not being Christian, like maybe put that same energy to saving the people who are alive, because it's the hypocrisy of it. It's like you say that life is sacred. How is my life less sacred than that of a baby in a woman's womb? How is that less than, the elderly who is immune compromised? Life is sacred, period. So if that
Susanna,
is the stand you're going to say,
yeah, is Texas? I know you're in a small town, but I mean, what do you see when you're out and about? Is it most businesses will tell people they have that rule to wear a mask, or is it
It
like
depends. So if I am here in Abilene, I can think of one restaurant that I can go to that has a scanner, a temperature scanner.
oh, wow.
Outside of that, I mean, you can go to Dollar General and no one is wearing a mask. Employee.
There was a video. There was a video of some girl like shooting a Dollar General. I don't know if it is in Texas or Abilene, where the employee, nobody was wearing masks. Like nobody.
No, and it gets better if you go like to the Metroplex. So Fort Worth, Dallas more so than Fort Worth. It is more metropolitan, so they are a little bit more. They do enforce masks a little bit more, especially like the different jurisdictions have their own little mandates. But in the rural areas, for sure, the mask compliance is really low. I have a theory, and it's probably not a good theory. It's anecdotal at best. Again, this is just what I'm saying from Abilene, but I think there's a correlation between socioeconomic status and CDC guideline adherence. But that's just me. At this point, I think maybe that's not too accurate because we all do have the same, access to information for the most part. So I think it might really just come down to the culture of the areas. But as far as Abilene and the surrounding small cities, the mask adherence or CDC guidelines adherence is minimal.
How about you, Kellen, Oregon?
Yeah, I mean, no, Oregon, you have to wear a mask. I mean, it's statewide. It's this mask mandate. They don't play that. I do encounter a lot of business owners and people who do have money who are like, oh, this is so stupid. This is dumb, whatever. Mm-hmm. Because we've had to wear masks since the very beginning and we got quarantined and shut down much more harsh than most other states, where our cases have been much lower. And while we are having a spike right now, like everybody else is, our numbers are still way lower. So our state, it kind of empowers those that already are like, oh, this is bullshit, because they're like, well, look how low our numbers are, right? Because a lot of people here don't know people that are impacted or affected or have died from it. Yeah. But it's very real because my hometown, again, I bring it up all the time. It's 50,000 people there. They have a lot of cases. And at this point, I think everybody at least knows somebody who's gotten fucked up from it or even died. Just last week, like I said, or 2 weeks ago now, there was 5 families that I knew of that had somebody die, you know, and I had some people that reached out that were, I don't even know why it's a political thing. It's weird that it's a political thing. And then it's the people that are the All Lives Matter crowd. Well, like, show us that all lives matter right now. Wear your fucking mask, because everybody is being affected by this. Initially, I feel like people didn't give a fuck because most of the areas that were getting hit were, and I'm just going to be real with you, it was like Detroit, New York, New Orleans got hit. It was all these areas that had a high black concentration or minorities. And there was a lot of minorities that were dying from it initially. So they were like, oh shit, it's just poor people, you know, is how they kind of worded it. Now it's hitting these rural communities. It's hitting all in North and South Dakota. It's hitting Missouri. It's hitting all these areas with rural white people, and they are dying. And some people are kind of seeing the light. And then there's still others who haven't lost anybody close to them that are just kind of like, well, it's only old people or people who are sickly, and they don't realize.
I think if we can get 16-year-old boys to wear condoms, we can get 45-year-old male Republicans to put on a mask.
Right. And when people say underlying conditions, they're like, oh, it's all people with underlying conditions. What they don't realize is obesity is an underlying condition. And guess what? We are the most obese country in the world. Okay. And we, like, well, a lot of people don't classify themselves as obese, right? There's people who are like, oh, I could afford to lose 20 or 30 pounds. Well, technically you are obese, which would make it a underlying condition, you know, and people don't realize that. They don't understand that. And you would think that this would wake people up, and the fact that it hasn't is kind of scary. And again, this goes back, not to keep bringing up that dingus because he's going to be gone soon, but had he just in the beginning said, hey guys, wear your mask, it's very real. And when he went through it, you know, like, I think we'd be in a better place. But he didn't. Yes. It was a hoax. It was all this. He created that narrative, and then people ran with it, you know. And so here we are.
Abby, with DeSantis, tell me if I'm wrong, not, but I kind of feel like, and I heard I read some stuff in the news and video that DeSantis is holding information, so the data that's coming from the hospitals are incorrect.
I wouldn't be surprised. My daughter has a new job and she works at the hospital, and I have good friends who do work at the hospital, and there are some hospitals that are greatly impacted. They don't have beds. They have to turn people away. And there are some hospitals that are just like, oh, it's like an everyday kind of thing for us. But, you know, DeSantis is a true follower of Trump, okay? When Trump said, yeah, you should open up Florida, all of a sudden, even though we had reported the highest number of people being infected, he opened Florida. DeSantis opened Florida. So to him, I don't know if you've heard about it, but there was a woman who was fired from the Department of Health because she was told by her supervisor to fix the numbers, and she was saying, no, I'm not going to fix the number because that's wrong, and she was fired. Well, she was recently, her house was recently raided to get her computer and her phone. I forgot her name. But Floyd, you linked it on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that.
She supposedly she's not surprised that it's happened because she knows, and this is from like her Twitter, she was saying DeSantis might have done this, but he's not going to stop me from running the numbers, because DeSantis is saying that she's the numbers, that she's making it bigger than it's not. And she's like, no, I'm reporting the real numbers. You just don't like it because it doesn't support his decisions. Like, why would you open up the state, or why would you continue to keep the state open when the number of people getting infected is rising? So, I'm not surprised that there are rumors that DeSantis is hiding the truth. I wouldn't be surprised because, it's not something that would support, like, I hate to say it, but it doesn't support if the real numbers don't support the narrative that he's trying to sell the Floridians, he's gonna, subvert the truth. And that's what it is. It's we are being lied to, or the numbers are being fixed, and we just either don't believe it or they don't care. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, it's going to be an everyday thing. I know it's going to be months, if not years, that we're going to talk about.
And it goes back to, and that's what we're seeing right now is just cognitive dissonance. I mean, it's when you dig in your heels. I won't say we, like, because obviously we're not, is when these people are digging in their heels on beliefs when there's contrary evidence. And that's through everything. I mean, you can see that in any situation. It just happens to be in a really detrimental one. in a pandemic. But that's where it goes back to. It's cognitive dissonance, and that's having serious ripple effects.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
Susanna. Because
I think I mean obviously with Florida and Texas and some of the states that are kind of loose in their mandates. Even was it Michigan? Not Michigan. I mean, anyway, there's some states up there up north, like North Dakota and South Dakota, where they're trying to make mandated. California, Oregon, other states that are mandated. Some states are not, and they have. You saw that one video where they're planning to arm people to go to the Capitol and to
Yep.
and intimidate some of these people voting for the mandates. Yeah, yeah. Like I don't understand that. What kind of America are we living in that we have to do that? And then and this is minority. This is the minority of America doing this kind of things that are questioning our democracy. That's I understand of like questioning the establishment, but to put people in danger, like going to a elected official's home,
Mm.
where they have their family and kids, that's uncalled for. Like,
But
I don't know.
that's not new to America. I mean, that's not new to our pandemic. We see that unfortunately, throughout
Yeah.
our course of history of us being
But
asked.
not, but not armed, not armed, not technically armed to to my say. For example, I'm the mayor, and you go to my house when my
Yeah.
kids are in it. No, I'm sorry. To the full extent, that's uncalled for.
Oh,
What
I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying it's not a unique experience. Unfortunately, I think it's awful and uncalled for, and it's but that goes down my tyrant of I think guns and things or whatever are stupid. But I'm just saying, unfortunately, we have a very large population here in America that is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Nothing surprises us anymore. All right, guys. Thank you very much. That was Abby's rant. Thank you very much. So let's move on to our last one. And I just posted this pod deck theme, and it was very popular. We talked about it for an hour. So we're bringing it back. It's called Pod Deck's Relationship. So since we have Susanna back, hopefully we'll get something out of
Yeah,
it.
we didn't have her on the last one.
Last time.
I missed out. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, she was on my side. Yep.
All right, here you go. What makes someone a bad kisser?
Oh wait, say about what?
Kiss her.
Whoa, there's so many things. That's
Right.
Like,
It's not just.
so many. It could just be too much, like
Yeah.
too much wet,
Slapper?
too much tongue, too much face.
Too much
There's
saliva?
like so many things.
There's a rhythm to it. It's almost like dancing. You know what I'm saying? There's rhythmic, and when you and your partner can dance well, it works. But sometimes sometimes somebody's grinding, and you're just fucking, you know what I'm saying, grinding hard, and you're slow grinding.
Yep.
We gotta figure this shit out.
So what? Too much saliva? Too little?
Or too much face, like when they just force your face into their face, and you're like violating me right now. Like I think, like I said, I think there's a rhythm, or like Helen said, there's a rhythm, and it's like be respectful of the other person's, orifice, and don't just like be awful.
Bad breath. Bad breath.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Well, those are obvious ones. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the
Or,
crazy?
the little response.
The what?
What? Oh, when you're not the small response, it's like one person is getting really into it, and the other one is still like.
Oh,
That means just stop.
Yeah.
that right.
Big stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you would have talked to them first, right?
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
You talked to them first about kissing?
I'm like,
I'm just saying. You said y'all said bad breath, right? Like you would know, like, oh, she got bad breath, or he got bad breath, like.
Yeah, but when you're in the
I
moment,
hope so, but sometimes it can take you by surprise.
yeah, when you're in the moment, like, oh damn, I can smell.
Yeah.
it.
Nah. Mm-mm.
No, like if you haven't seen someone like that's like you saw someone a previous date, and then you're like greeting them at like the beginning of your next date or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and then you don't know, like that's like your first encounter, like that's pretty awful.
I don't know. My smell is strong.
You hope so.
I mean,
I'm
would
like,
you continue to kiss them if they like just ate your ass?
What? No.
What the fuck? Hold on.
Yes. We don't look at this. I literally, this was like 102. We went from 100 to 101.
Oh,
102. You don't make sense.
Oh, you don't make
There's a tit over here.
Oh,
Hey, Suzanne's fucking me up. She keeps grabbing her titties and shit, and I'm like, I'm not. Dude, listen, I'm a fucking child, okay? Like, you can't handle it.
This one, she likes everything all the time, and it's like I have to reassure her everything's okay.
Hey.
we're still live, right? Okay.
hey, move on to the next question.
I'm like, it hurts.
Oh.
All right, here's a good one. What's the craziest thing you've done for love?
Had a child.
That's the craziest thing.
I mean,
That's pretty extreme.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Natural. No.
Traumatic. I don't know.
Craziest thing I've done for love. I
I
think.
I'm pretty
joined
reasonable.
ROTC.
Ooh.
That's the craziest thing I've ever did. Yep.
Yeah? Oh, ROTC. I'm thinking the military.
No, I learned really quick in ROTC that I would never do well in the military. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like
Most
having
people
to
don't,
answer.
yeah.
Right.
So
I got into a club fight. Got into a little brawl at a club one night over the girl that I was dating at the time. Silly, young, dumb, and full of testosterone.
Wow, craziest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost got into a fight. I was in Guam. I almost got into a fight, and I brought mace with me. Yeah, I mean,
What kind of self-respect?
whatever reason, the guy wanted to meet me. I'm like,
Go ahead.
I drove up there, and I was by myself. I don't know why I agreed to meet this guy. I guess the ex-boyfriend or whatever it was. And I went there. I had mace, and I had my keys between my
Knuckles.
yeah, knuckles. I was ready. Man, like, what the fuck? We're gonna fight or what? I was super brave. So I think that was at least first craziest thing.
You had to wait, Corey. You had your keys between your knuckles, and you get carried mace.
And your mace.
I walk in the dark to my car.
I carried mace. And red Trans Am. Yeah, I went up there. I was ready to fight, man. That's like, yeah, I was ready to fight. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you called me because I didn't have a phone that time. I guess I had a beeper. I don't remember I had a beeper.
Susanna, what were you asking? What kind of self-respect? What were you about to say?
Sorry, that just took me by surprise. I'm like, he says, like, yeah, I was getting ready to show up to a fight with Mace, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Wow. I don't want to kill him.
That sounds really judgmental, and I apologize now. But my first response was really inappropriate, and I just thought it was
no.
So I apologize.
I wanted to fuck him up. I didn't want to kill him. I just want to.
But damn, motherfucker said you wanted to temporarily blind him.
Yeah.
You didn't want to fight head up. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna blind you and then fight you and fucking bash you with my fucking keys. Cut your face off.
Abby, it was at the the bowling alley. The bowling alley. The old bowling alley.
Oh my God! No way! Yeah.
Right below
Jesus.
McDonald's. The parking lot. I don't know why we ended up there, but we were there. I don't know if we go there to bowl or something, but yeah.
Well, in Floyd's defense, when fights break out in Guam, you either have your backup or you have some sort of weapon on you, whether it's, brass knuckles
fucking
or
keys.
We fought.
Or, whatever. I've seen fights where it gets like shit gets thrown and you're like, where the fuck did that come from? So you're like, I don't blame him. I don't blame him for bringing the mace.
Yeah, that was your manhood calling you, man. Like, you have to fight. Like, okay, well, I was ready, but for good. For the end of the story, I didn't fight. We just talked, and he just wanted to talk, and
Good for you.
that's my
No,
girl. That's
I
my
fought.
girl. That's my girl. Like, I don't
Because
know.
I would have been concerned how that would have turned out for you.
I'll tell you. Do you want to go bowling? Yeah.
Bowling. They had a bowling match.
Yeah, bowling match.
Whoever wins the girl.
Oh my god.
In Greece.
Right.
All right. Would you still be able to love someone after they've been? Oh wow.
What?
After they've been what? Damn, Floyd, it's finished. Finish.
Maybe I should.
Not expecting that.
Ask
Would you still be able?
Say it.
Yeah. Would you still be able to love someone after they've been unfaithful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I've done it.
People are human.
Right.
I mean, like so I can see how for some people it's more of a deal breaker, but in reality, I mean, like, at least for me, it's like people fuck up all the time.
Absolutely.
And there's like such no.
Especially once you get years invested, and then you both get comfortable, and then you're not giving them necessarily the attention that they need, you know, and maybe you're busy, whatever, and then somebody else gives them that little bit of attention. Boom, they fucking make a mistake. I mean, and it goes both ways. Like I've been the cheater and I've been cheated on. You know what I'm saying? And both times were fucked up, and both times I was hurt. But I was definitely able to forgive and even come to understanding. And I know some people like as a dude like, oh, that's weak as fuck. And I'm like, bro, come on, because no.
Yeah, the Filipino side of me, and then the little Spanish that I have in me. Your ego, right? You have that ego, like your ego is crushed, especially for a guy. For a guy, it's like super.
Why is it harder for a guy than it is
Yeah,
for a
why?
girl?
Why?
No, and it's hard for a guy to be cheated on.
Why?
I know why though. Is it
because like you're the man? Like
I used to think that way, Floyd.
I'm thinking old school. Okay, this is where.
Oh, are you thinking? Oh, I was the dude.
My ego is crushed. My ego is crushed, and of course, your family has almost the same kind of ideal about a man and woman. Basically, like your ego is crushed. Like you weren't enough. You didn't do enough. You didn't take care of your family. You didn't take care of your relationship. Like you are weak. Like you are disrespected. Does that make sense? But of course, the modern side of myself, thinking of after all the anger and the emotion, like you said, the time invested. What's the real problem? What do we do? What did I did not do? What did you not do? Like that. You talk about that, and this is after weeks and years, maybe after the fact, where you're thinking, okay, let's. We've got so much time invested, but that ego, that I not even ego, disrespect. Does that make sense? That it never goes away. It's hard. I don't know. Everybody's gonna be different, but I don't think right away you're gonna be like, oh, it's all cool, But a lot of counseling and soul searching and all kinds of stuff has to happen before fully acceptable.
I think if as long as you, for me, the way that I was able to get over it, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like every person that I date. I'm like, oh, if you go cheat on me, I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I knew I really loved this one particular person when they cheated on me, and I was able to forgive them. And we had an open conversation, and we talked about it and talked about like, oh yeah, I mean, we're crazy in thinking that we're gonna be with somebody and they're only gonna be attracted to us. They're never gonna be attracted to anybody else. And I mean, it's such a weird thing that we have that expectation, and it's a lot of pressure, to think that you're going to be with this one person the rest of your life, and not to say that I don't think I could ever be like in an open relationship where we're dating other people. I couldn't do that. I'll be real, right? You're aware. I understand.
Are human, yeah.
I understand completely, and I tip my hat to those that do it and that make it work. You know what I'm saying? I think I wouldn't be able to. I know I wouldn't be able to, but I understand it, And there was a time when I never would have been. I was like, oh, that's crazy. That's the dumbest shit, And even cheating, I'm like, there's no way I get back with a girl. But I mean, it depends on the person, Like, we have that conversation and like, oh, this is why it happened. damn, you know, and we get to the bottom of it. You can work through anything if you really want to. You know?
Absolutely.
Keys and Abby are pretty quiet. What's up?
No, like, oh, go ahead.
Okay, personally, I think it would depend on, because there's level of cheating. Like if he was talking to somebody else, I won't care. And I don't know, but if he made like a emotional connection, if you make an emotional connection with somebody else, like if like okay, let's say my husband made an emotional connection with someone, and let's say he was emailing somebody and talking to that somebody, that would hurt me. I'd forgive him, but I'd let him know that, yeah, that made me uncomfortable, and I want to know, was it something that she gave him that I wasn't giving him, or is there something wrong in our relationship that had him seeking that kind of another relationship with somebody else? Physical wise, I don't know. Gut reaction would say no, I could never forgive him. But I've been married to my husband for 25 years. And ending 25 years of marriage, that's hard. That's like a hard call.
That's not something you just walk away from.
Yeah. I've made a life. So I guess with me, it would depend on what kind of infidelity we're talking about.
I don't know. I kind of think like the emotional one is worse for me.
Facts. That's what I was going to say. Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
I think that's like the emotional one because like physical, there you can do such a like a disconnect, right? That's just like you just knock that out. But like an emotional one, that means that you were like missing something, right? And you were looking for something maybe, and something was being fulfilled emotionally that wasn't, being fulfilled. So I don't know. I think that's worse.
I would be way more upset if and I'm saying this as I'm single, okay? So it's easy for me to have this conversation, but these are conversations, like, don't think that I'm just saying this shit because I'm single. I'd say this to anybody that I'm dating or talking to. I would be more upset for a person to have the emotional thing, like, oh, I was telling about my hopes and dreams and this and that, and we just connected on this level, than I am if they're like, you know what, we got into a fight, I went out with my girls, I got drunk, and I fucked this dude.
Yeah. I
mean, truly, I would be way more upset about that. And I can say that because I've been in that situation, and it's real. Like the emotional is way harder to get over because you're like, damn, what is it about me? Do I need to change something about me? If they
got personal, right? Like
exactly.
I don't know. That's how I see it. I think that at that point it makes it personal, whereas like the physical is like just.
I think if you do both, but yeah, I would say physically, if it was physical, I probably would be easier to get over with because urges and you're all human and all that, or if you're drunk or whatever, right? But when it comes to like emotional, yeah, that's pretty deep. So I kind of agree with you that if it's emotional, that's a hard thing to like. Okay, what the fuck, What am I lacking that you can't get from me? Yeah, that is kind of hard.
Well, I've never cheated, but I have been cheated on. But I also think it just depends on the type of people, also type of person. This as far as forgiving, maybe it'll take a while. So when I say the type of person also in the relationship, maybe the relationship is not long lasting, or maybe 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. If you've been together for maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years, y'all know each other, it just depends on the connection, the communication. If you guys are having communication, then there shouldn't even be any cheating. But if there's issues, then you should just say what the issues are, instead of going out there, try to
out there in Fusa, right?
Try to prevent it, try to prevent it. But if you out there while that was your ideal in the first place, I mean, you made a commitment. So, but in regards to forgiving, like I said, maybe you're just not too easy to forgive. Maybe it takes a while for some folks, or maybe it's just easier for some folks. But it all depends maybe just on the relationship, So, and depends on the communication
And
with each other.
cultural background. I mean, if you have depending on your cultural background, you might have, come from a background that's like a deal breaker.
Mhm.
So I think they're different. I think there are many factors that come into play, and people, we all are individuals, and there are, different things that kind of go into that decision if it's something you can work through or not.
Mhm.
If you decide to stay, if you're saying, hey, we've been together 20, 25 years and I want to stay because we've had this much time invested, well, make sure that you're actually going to forgive. Because if it's just going to be the rest of your life, you're going to be resenting and you're constantly bringing it up. Well, guess what? Then you two are both bound to this life sentence. You're going to die together, miserable and unhappy because all you're doing is bickering and fighting about this thing that happened instead of being just like, you know what? Guess what? This was a deal breaker and let's just walk away. It doesn't matter how many years you have under the belt. If it's going to make you miserable for the rest of your time together, for me, I'd rather be miserable on my own than miserable with somebody else. Yep. And that's just me. I mean, I can deal with my own traumas. I can deal with my own things. I know like what I can do to put myself in a good place and be comfortable and be happy. But if I'm uncomfortable, miserable, and unhappy, and then I'm with somebody who also is, and because we've done things to each other, well, guess what? We probably need to just distance ourselves because I'm not going to be able to bring you up and you're not going to be able to bring me up. We're just going to constantly be pulling each other under and we're constantly in a state drowning. So yeah, those are things to really think about. So, but what the fuck do I know?
All right. Do you believe in PDA?
Do you believe in PDA? I believe it happens.
Wait, what was the question? What?
Or do you believe in public displays of affection?
Oh, I don't know. It depends on. It depends. It depends on.
I grab Rosebud all the time.
Because they're depends
all the time. Because I can. I don't know. I talked about it before. No, I mean to a certain extent, holding hands is PDA. Kissing is holding hand. Kissing is PDA. If you're getting to like the deep French kisses and like really getting into and grinding, of course not. That's not right. But regular PDA of showing affection, I mean that's
so okay. I'm okay with like hand holding, kiss on the cheek. I am very big on like respecting my person and especially situations. So if I am in a situation where I am out with coworkers, or if I am, like with family, there's like groping, absolutely not, because at that point I find it as a disrespect. Like I am very much on big on like respecting my body, and I will allow you to touch it when I want you to touch it. Not in like it doesn't come across in a stuck up way. For me, it's very natural. It's not like I chastise. It's just I definitely pull away more if I am in a situation where I feel like it is inappropriate to be having my ass grabbed or my boob grabbed. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm comfortable establishing my boundaries for sure.
Yeah, of course, family, friends, meetings, parties. How about you guys, Kevin? Keys? PDA?
I'm okay with it, depending on, like, again, there's a time and a place for everything. I've never been the type, though, you're not gonna catch me like, making out and shit, like just out in public. Like, I always felt like that. That to me, more than anything, is just corny. Like when you're sitting there, you're just tonguing each other down, like looking like we're getting ready to have sex, but you got all these people around. It's like that looks goofy. You know what I'm saying? So, no, you save that place. There's a time and place for that. But in terms of like a little touching or a little caress or whatever, I mean, yeah, that's fine. But it's gonna vary, obviously. person to
time
person,
and
couple to
place,
couple.
you know,
Yeah.
respectful.
I feel like that's like 1970s, 1980s like style. You know, like what they did back in the day. You know, like I think now it's just like, oh, he's just trying to show off, or she's just trying to show off. You know, I mean,
It's
Yeah.
but
juvenile.
so what? You know, I mean, like you don't need to be out there and
Or they're
showcasing. I mean,
yeah.
so what? You know, like,
Are they in their honeymoon? You know how it is. You know, honeymoon.
It seems like a lot of time when people are like over PDA shit, it's usually like an insecurity thing. It's like, this is mine. Like,
Yeah,
I want to
it's
show to
like,
everybody.
yeah.
That's what I always get from that.
Possessive.
It's similar to the same when couples and they overshare, overpost. Like, my wife is so great and this and that. Like, that shit to me always comes off. I'm like, ooh, somebody's insecure.
Yeah.
Somebody's insecure as fuck. Like, yeah, I mean that's how that comes off, you know. So when you're secure in your relationship, you don't need all that, you know. Yeah.
What is the most difficult topic for you to share with your partner if you had a partner?
Most difficult what?
Topic. Money, sex, work, movie.
I
don't think there are very many difficult topics for me.
Eating booty, but
oh my gosh, I mean that's not a topic. I mean, it could be a topic. I'm thinking on that topic if it needs to be a topic.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just like emotional traumas.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is we are made up of all the relationships that we've ever had. You are exactly like all the relationships you ever had, the good and the bad from all of those relationships. That's what we are, and that's what we take into a relationship. And I know sometimes with myself, there will be times somebody can do or say something, and I'm like, why the fuck did that trigger me? Like like internally, not outwardly. I may not show you that I'm bothered by it, but internally, I'm like, damn, why'd that bother me? And it's like, this is the first time I've ever had this type of interaction or this encounter with this person. So it can't be them. And then it always takes you back to something in the past that happened or a person from the past. And you're like, oh, that's why. And so it's I guess, having those conversations, like trying to explain to somebody why this made you feel a way. I mean, and most people just probably won't say anything about it, and they'll just kind of bury that and push it down. But I feel like those conversations are necessary to have so people can understand you better. It's not to criticize or chastise your partner. It's literally to be like, hey, I want you to understand this is what I went through, and this is not telling you got to change or do what you do. It's like, I've been through certain situation like this, and sometimes that, not. So that would be the conversation to have. Fuck, I don't know how to word it.
Hopefully I can speak for the guys, and girls correct me if I'm wrong. I think with guys, if they had several relationships before their wife or or their partner, they've got a lot of emotional stress, some challenges beforehand. Obviously they've probably been married with the same person for the past 10, 20 years. So I think for us guys, we don't like talking about our past relationships or things that we've gone to. And I think for us guys, I think a lot of times we give our all to that one girl or partner, right? Or that partner. And after our heart is broken or things don't work out, the challenges move, right? It like, I don't want to talk about that anymore. Do you guys find that, guys? You guys kind of find that in your dealings with your partners, or like, I don't want to talk about my ex.
No, I don't have that.
No, like I mean, so with my wife right here, so like I just said everything, didn't hide it, like because like that's because what's the point,
Right.
And also, why let that linger for so long,
Right.
and then something happens and then you're at fault because you didn't open up and say, hey, this is what's like, so I guess you just have to know, it's all about timing too, all about the timing of to make sure that, okay, is this the right time to tell this person before we start getting like really, really deep into the relationship,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I just sometimes I have a hard time just so basically what I'm saying, girls, is of redigging or rehashing stuff that us guys went through. And I understand for the females, I'm talking female or partners, whatever, they want to understand what you went through before you came to me or to us, right? Well, there's some days like I don't want to talk about it. Like I don't want to hear that name. I don't want to talk about it. But for whatever reason, I understand some girls or some guys want to just understand why Susanna are you this way? Kellen, why are you this way? McKees, why are you this way when you're with me? What happened in your past? What happened with your ex or your whatever? I just feel like I am not very comfortable talking about my past about that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was good or bad, I just don't like talking about it. I don't see the need to talk about it unless I'm hurting you.
Yeah, no, if a person asks, I have no problem talking about it. If they want to know,
Yeah.
you can ask me anything. And my thing is I always tell people, like, if I'm dating somebody or we're talking or whatever, I'm like, don't ask anything that you really don't want to know the answer to. And by that I mean if you ask me a question and you're looking for a particular answer, or I could say something that's going to alter your perspective about me or make you think so different of me, or you're going to be upset or whatever, then don't ask it if you can't handle it. Like if you actually want to know because you may be looking for that or you're digging for that, then that's fine, But if if you have it in your mind that I'm this wonderful person or whatever, you have me on this pedestal and you're afraid, oh, if I'm going to ask him this question, it's going to ruin that. I don't want to ruin that. Then don't ask the question. Mm-hmm. But if you actually want to know, then I'm going to give you a real answer. Because for what? Yeah. I mean, our past is our past. It truly is. It is what it is. It's all the shit that makes us who we are today. And it's important if you really want to know somebody, if you're really trying to get to know them and get to understand them.
And if you're okay, I mean, and to be comfortable talking about it, it's makes you feel like, okay, that part of my life is closed, like it's over, right. So it's not like it's hold this like there, and so once, and it's all a part of, I guess, just going to the next chapter,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with communication. I think it's hard to over communicate. And I think communication is so important when it comes to, touchy subjects. And normally if it's something that's uncomfortable to talk about, it's something that needs to be talked about.
But I think like once is okay, maybe even twice, like, hey, when we hash a little bit, I just want to make sure I understand. But after a while, like, look, we've talked about this before. I don't want.
But normally, if it keeps coming up, then something's not resolved.
And you can't.
So at that point, you need to have a different approach.
I don't want to. I don't want to revisit. I just feel like I have to revisit that time. I have to revisit that situation. Like, I don't want to revisit. I mean, I trust me. I understand. In order to move on in any relationship, especially in your serious relationship, you need to talk about what built you to this person you are today, so that you don't make the same mistakes. I get that. But maybe after the second, third time, and you're asking, like, yeah, you might be right. There might be something that warrants them to ask me again about it. Like, okay, I don't know, man.
There's no.
I'm gonna say it's gonna keep coming, man.
I don't think there's a number.
There's no number on it though. It's like when people say, "Do you kiss on the first date or the third date?" Like it's like every situation is different. Like it's gonna dictate itself organically. Yeah. And the thing about it is, you can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, if it comes up 2 or 3 times and that's too many." Once you start putting a number on things, you have an expectation, so you're already setting yourself up to be disappointed. You're already setting yourself up to be bothered or to be annoyed. Because you have this expectation of what this number in your head of what is too much or what's too little,
Absolutely.
It's gonna vary. It's truly gonna vary.
So just the only way that I can think of it is the only thing that I can, because for me,
I know
it keep coming up. It keep coming up. So you're just gonna have to find a way to replace that with something good,
Something good.
Something good. Replace it with something good.
Some good booty eating, probably, I guess.
I mean, if you're into it, whatever.
I just rather.
Let me get your booty. No.
Just like time, like
Yeah, I guess. All right. So look, I was trying not to catch 22, whatever they call that. Anyways, look, last question here, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Those who stuck around, thanks for happy Sunday. Last question: if you had a child, or if you do have a child, what's the first thing you would teach them about love? So we'll
About
go.
love?
Yeah, so we'll go around the room. So if if you have kids now, obviously you haven't talked about love yet. If you have, but what would you teach them about love? So we'll go around the room. So we'll start with who wants to go first?
I think I am trying to
Mm.
instill in my daughter that love is it's many things. It's not, I mean, it's not conditional. I think that love can be ugly sometimes. I think there are different types of love. I think you have to recognize different types of love. I think I'm trying to teach her that love is okay. Yeah, I mean, that one's hard because love is so many things. It can look like so many things too.
I think it's basically how you treat them. How you treat them. And love is, you lead by example. So if they see you loving them and it's affectionate, passionate, then I think that's how they're really gonna see it. Yeah.
Abby?
I tell my girls that love, well, I tell my kids, period, that love is not this cookie cutter daydream fairy tale ending kind of thing. Love is ugly, love is messy, but it's also the most beautiful thing in the world. But the most important thing is choosing to love that person in spite of their weaknesses, in spite of the things that they do that drives you crazy. It's just making that choice to love that person over and over again, because it's easy to fall in love, with when it's good. When times are good, it's easy to remember that you love that person. But when things get tough, you have to remind yourself that, you know, that's what it is. You take the good and the bad. So
Good. Kellen?
Amongst everything that they already said, a thing I would teach them is basically not everybody deserves your love, but love is it's going to be trial and error, right? It's going to take time. It's going to take many people to figure it out. What like how you love people and how they love you, and at the end of it, it's like it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. But it's worth it. It's necessary, and make sure the people that you love, make sure they never question your love. Make sure you let them know, that they actually know that you love them, whether they reciprocate that same energy or not. Make sure they never have to question your love. I think that's the most important thing.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Sounds good. So for me, look, I would tell the kid, love is very complicated. For some people, they feel like it's easy to fall in love, and for some people, it does. But that's one thing for a lot of people. Love doesn't choose who you love. Love is chosen by your heart, and once you know when you really love somebody. But the thing is, it's easy to fall in love, but it's very hard to stay in love. And when you're with someone that you're meant to be with, you always have to nurture that love, rekindle that love, continue that love. Does that make sense? So, love is a continuous thing till the day you are apart from that partner. So, I want to say to the kid, like, love is the most glorious thing ever. Sometimes it's easy, and sometimes, a lot of times, your heart doesn't choose your love, But once you find that love, you will have to always nurture that love till the day that one of you pass away, or whatever, and that's it. Love is very, very, very complicated. But once you're in love, whether you're in good times and bad times, um, love will always challenge you to stay in love. So that's the hard part throughout your life, is to stay in love, to continue that love, right? That's all I say. No, not too deep.
No.
I felt it.
I didn't know if do you want a rebuttal, because I got one.
So basically, love takes a lot of working on, even though you are in love. You gotta keep it. You gotta stay in love, keep in love, be in love. I don't know. Is that too much?
No, I think that I agree with you for the most part.
For me, where you're hanging me up is the meant to be. I
No.
don't buy that. I don't feel like people they're necessarily meant to be. I think there's a lot of people out there that we could be compatible with, and we can marry. I could name 3 different women right now in my life that I probably should have or could have married. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean I missed out. That doesn't mean like there's something better that could be waiting for me. Maybe not. Who knows? But it's not the end all be all. There's always somebody else.
Well, I mean, I'm meant to be,
and that doesn't make it worse.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm meant to be with Jessica Alba, but I know it didn't help out.
Maybe she would have been a 2 on the compatibility scale, though, yo. You never know. I'm just saying, soulmates are bullshit.
Be in love, guys. Love is there. It'll be out there for you if you're not in love. Love you, Rose. Thank you guys for coming out. Highway 54. This is a great, another 2 hours and a half. Welcome back, Susanna. We're glad that you're holding your boo-boo.
Holding your titty. God damn, the whole show. Whole fucking show.
She's at surgery, so guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, happy Sunday, Abby, Kellen, Key, Susanna. Thank you so much. My name is DJ Kid Mango. Every Sunday, everybody hold the boob. Every Sunday, 6 to 8, live stream. And I do have a radio show.
The right one. That's the right one.
The right one.
This one. Okay.
All right,
wait,
guys.
This side.
Thank
Okay,
you guys
gotcha.
for coming and tuning in.
I wish I got a picture of that. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.